Live in Ketchikan is the only show of its kind dedicated to our town. This is the television show that spotlights all that happens in and around Ketchikan. Live in Ketchikan is your resource for all good things local.
Hey, you're watching Live in Ketchikan right here at Point Higgins School for the second ever Bark for Life to benefit Relay for Life. This is an amazing day, super sunny, and there's got to be at least 50 dogs here. The crowd has been coming and going all day long. We have agility training, all sorts of neat booths set up. Dr. Monohull is going to give a first aid talk. We've had a search and rescue demonstration and much more, including dumb pet tricks. All sorts of dogs, all shapes, sizes, and breeds. This little guy is super cute. Are you happy? He says yes. So welcome and enjoy the show.
Camera shy. Yeah.
Are you judging over there?
Very cool. You guys put together this awesome event, and Pismo has already raised like half of a team amount, right?
Yeah, $540 already this year.
And he's got his own Facebook page, for crying out loud.
Yep, he's pretty famous.
And he almost won the dog trick thing today, too.
He was really close if he hadn't been so distracted.
Well, he was distracted by the other good-looking dogs, right?
Yeah.
Give me some update. We were there for the kickoff for Relay, and we're about midway through the season right now. Where do we stand?
We are at almost $21,000.
Sweet. I like that, in 23 teams. And why is it that everyone I'm interviewing keeps winning prizes? Because I think you just won something. They're calling you right now.
I think they're getting ready for the pet owner lookalike contest.
Oh, the pet owner lookalike contest coming right up.
Yeah.
Don't win.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go over and do that.
All right, raise your hand if you are. We have 1, 2, 3. Anybody else over here doing it? 3. All right, looks like let's get the names here. Hey, little lion person. Come here. Hey, will you come over? Can you come over here? I can't reach any further. What's your name? Joelle. This is Joelle. And what's your puppy's name? Mojo. Oh, this is Joelle and Mojo. And are you guys lion twins? Oh my gosh. Is that not the cutest thing I've ever seen? All right, Mojo, let's get a good Mojo. Hi, Mojo. What do you have to say? Huh? Okay. Hi. Okay, so we have the lions. Mojo, there we go. Oh my God, so cute. Okay, you come on up. I can't go any further. And what's your name? Aaron. And what's your dog's name? Zalia. Dahlia. Aaron and Dahlia. Really pretty dresses. So cute. Zalia, not Dahlia. Hi, Zalia. Hi. And where did you guys get the matching costumes? Walmart. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Good job, you guys. And then we have the baby Dalmatian back here. Yeah, but he has Dalmatian things on his stroller. So we have the Dalmatian twins back here too. Okay, hold on. We're gonna. Oh, I like the tie. Okay, we're gonna. Anybody else? Anyone else? Okay, Cathy Gucker, you're the official judge. Do you need 30 seconds to figure it out? I know, but there's got to be one winner, even though everybody is absolutely amazing. I think number 2 will probably also get a gift bag. Okay. Can we call it a tie? Nope. Okay. Little Lion and Mojo are the first place winners. Yay! And second place is clearly the awesome dresses. Good job, you guys. And third place is our little baby Dalmatian.
Hey, awesome day, Cathy. Give me the scoop on who came up with this idea and exactly what's going on today.
Somewhere somebody had done a Bark for Life. Last year was our first year that we did it here in Ketchikan. I think the vet clinics have just kind of run with it.
Well, it's amazing. I mean, and so many people have come and gone all day long, and you've got a whole myriad of booths. You pointed out one particular booth that you thought was really cool, and that was Grandma Nancy's Ninjas.
It was amazing. They have little to-go boxes filled with like a little first aid kit with ninjas. They have water bottles with their ninja logo. They even purchased a huge banner for their teams to take to all the events.
So really, it's endless what you can do if you have a Relay for Life team, right?
It is amazing. You can do anything that you want to do, and everything goes. There's no rules, no Girl Scout cookies. It's just all whatever.
Well, we know it's not Girl Scout cookies because although there are no Jell-O shots here today, typically there are drinking and Jell-O shots involved in Relay for Life events.
If they're done, if they're done at a bar or something, then yes. But at the actual event, it's always non-alcohol. At the actual events, it's non-alcohol.
Correct. And so this year it's going to be held at K-High, indoors and out, possibly weather dependent, and it will be going for 18 hours. How many teams do you have signed up so far?
Right now we have 23 teams. We're looking for 30. So if you want to start a team, get in touch with us. It takes so little to get started.
Now, you told a story the other day when you spoke to our Rotary Club about you being new to Relay and your experience. Go over that again, because that was actually kind of cool.
Okay. My first year with Relay, I was asked to start a team, and I started a team, and it was basically just me. And I think by the end of the season, I had collected maybe $100 by asking people for money. It wasn't until I actually went to the event and saw what it was all about that it actually clicked inside me. And the next year I got more involved and started up the Kayak for a Cure and started getting a little more involved. This year I've joined the committee, and it's just, I just keep going further and further into it. So when you start, you can start doing almost nothing, or you can start big.
And here's the thing, no one cares. You're welcome no matter how much you earn, right?
If you only earn $1, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm. And I also thought it was really cool, and I didn't know this, there's a new closet at the hospital. I want to know more about that.
Okay, it's the gift closet. We now have American Cancer Society has stocked a gift closet over at the hospital that has wigs and bras and things for people newly diagnosed with cancer that can't afford these things. They're very expensive. So we have a gift closet now. We have all the information that you could possibly need. If you are newly diagnosed, or if you know someone who's newly diagnosed, get in touch with somebody from Relay. We can get you to the right people. We can. The American Cancer Society has it set up to where they can help you with housing, they can help you with flights, they can help you with gas, they can get you rides to your treatment. So many things that they're there to help. And so we want to get the word out that it's not just about raising money for research, it's about taking care of the people here in Ketchikan.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on an awesome event.
Thank you. It's great fun.
All right, Kim, this is awesome. This is really cool. And a pit bull, no less. How well behaved?
An American Bulldog mix, but a cousin of a pit.
Okay.
Yep.
What's his name? Her name?
Yoda. Is it?
Yoda. Oh, no, look. What a cutie. What a cutie. And what have you got on the back here?
I've got a backpack for him. He's a strong dog. Takes a lot to wear him out. So he's carrying my iPad and some water and a dog dish and some pickup bags and some treats and pretty much everything we need.
So you could put a picnic on his back, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. And you've got another one.
This one is Banjo, and he's a Humane Society rescue, and he's up for adoption.
Oh, really? Banjo. Come here, Banjo.
He's a little overwhelmed.
He's a little shy, I see. Let's see. What a cutie. What a cutie. And what type of dog is he?
I do not know, actually.
We'll say special rescue dog.
Rescue, and he's here today getting socialized and meeting people and learning some manners. So
So if you're part of the rescue, group, tell me, how does one go and adopt a dog at our local Humane Society?
Ketchikan, humanesociety.org. We now have a website. We feature all of our animals that are up for adoption, all our upcoming events, and who our sponsors are. And actually, we have applications at our table today, or give us a call.
And here's the deal: you can't just show up and grab a pet that day because there's certain things that have to happen. Correct?
Right, and we don't have a physical location.
Right.
We actually foster all our animals out. So you have to go through an adoption process, and basically we make sure that you've got proper home, and you don't have small kids with a dog that might be kid aggressive and that type of a situation. And then
So that's really important to know. So this is not the shelter that the borough runs. The totally separate group.
Totally separate group. We do have an agreement with the shelter that we can adopt dogs from them and place dogs if needed, but we're totally separate group, totally non-profit, run off of donations. We're doing low-cost spay neuters all this year for low-income families, so that's awesome. $35 for a low-cost spay neuter.
Nice. What a deal. What a deal. Well, welcome. It looks like you guys are having a great time. And yeah, this one definitely doesn't look tired quite yet.
No, not yet. A few more laps.
Hello.
Oh, she says hi.
Hello, hello.
Oh, kisses. Oh, kisses.
So tell me, I got to know why. I love pugs. Why?
We actually rescued her.
Really?
Yeah, we had a friend that got her given to their small child, and we were going to get another dog, and the other dogs didn't work out, and we grabbed her.
What a
I
cutie.
jokingly said, "We'll just take her home." They said, "Take her home. We don't want her." So we've had her she just had her 2-year birthday. So.
Holy smokes. Yeah. Holy smokes. So you're out here today for Bark for Life, and are you going to be participating in Relay? But because I think that you can come to these events and support Relay, but not necessarily participate in Relay.
Right. That's what we try to. We have commitment issues. We have a lot of stuff going on in our lives. So we try to get out and support the best we can for events and stuff, but we haven't actually formed a Relay team.
Look at this. Look at this.
With our friends, so.
What a nice dog, and a great testament to what you can do with the rescue, right?
She's a really good girl. Yes. She is, huh? Baby.
Okay, well, if you ever get bored with her, send her my way. This is Scott Milner's deal, and he donated this equipment today, correct? But you're really into this.
Yes, I love doing agility, and so does my dog.
And what's the trick? I've got to figure this out, because my dog definitely will not behave. If I said go that way, they run that way.
It's just working on building up that bond and just doing training, getting them to respond to you. It's working on basic stuff at the beginning of just watch me, and then working on your sits and downs and basic obedience, and then you introduce them to the obstacles, and they learn to love the obstacles and doing the sport with you.
Okay, now be honest. How long did it take you to get your dog into the obstacle portion of it? For me, I sent my dog to obedience and hunting camp because she was that poorly behaved, and it was a 12-week long, stay away kind of camp, and they called me up and said, "I'm really sorry, we have to keep her for 2 more weeks. She's that bad."
Well, I started doing basic obedience with him the day that I brought him home as a puppy, and so he wasn't till he was about 6 months old, and before we started really working on the obstacles, because until they're at least that old, it's not safe for them to compete with the obstacles because they're still growing.
Okay, so which one is your dog?
My dog is the little Cathy on here.
Oh, no way! I would have pictured this ginormous dog. That is so cute. Now, how old is he again?
He just turned 3.
Wow, very cool. I can't wait to see that.
Good boy.
Excellent. Look, he's like, let's go, let's go. Bailey. What is your dog's name?
Jace.
And clearly she or he has had a ton of hot dog. Oops, he almost fell off the cooler. Maybe he's been tailgating too much. You guys are doing, okay, you've done hot dogs and chips. The chips are nearly gone, and soda and Frito chili, right?
Yes.
How much did you make today? Can you tell?
Oh, I don't know yet.
200. Awesome. So if you didn't know, the goal for a Relay for Life team, and it's just a goal because they really don't care how much you bring in, and many teams bring in a lot more than this. But generally speaking, the rule goes 10 people per team, $1,000, and that's the goal. Again, here in Ketchikan, it doesn't matter if you bring in $10 or $10,000, or if you have 40 people on your team. It's just a matter of when you're at Relay, you're going to have an individual walking around that track at least all the time during the 18 hours, because cancer never sleeps and it's extremely uncomfortable, and that's the whole idea of the event, is to bring awareness to that. So we got here a little bit late, so we missed the search and rescue. Explain a little bit about what happened, and also I want to know what you guys do all the time, because you're always out and about saving people.
Well, I've been a member of the team for 16 years, and we get a dog, and we train together with the team, and it takes about 2 years. We have a series of 3 tests that the dogs have to go through. There's an area search test. There's a night, what we call a hasty search, which is like if someone gets lost on Deer Mountain, we would just zip up the trail and look for them. And we also have an obedience and behavior kind of test as well.
Hey, I think you just won a prize. She's over here. She's over here. She's occupied. Okay, so yay, you won a prize. So it takes 2 years, but where do you get the dogs from?
This dog was adopted 6 years ago from the Spokane Humane Society.
Mm-hmm.
My first search and rescue dog, Annie, she was adopted from our local Humane Society.
Mm-hmm.
We have another up-and-coming dog owned by Chris Nieder, who might be here later. She was adopted by our local pound. Sometimes we get puppies. Our other one has a puppy that she's training, so we get them wherever we can find them. I like getting adolescent dogs that people have.
That was going to be my next question.
He had a lot of separation anxiety. He was really wild, really energetic. They told the pound that he had been eating their walls and carpets and floors. He had a lot of energy, and they obviously weren't dealing with it very well. So I'm like, hey, that's the
Holy smokes!
We just want a dog that's really intense on retrieving.
Okay.
And if they can, they're unstoppable retriever, that's the thing we want.
All right, to date, let's just make an estimate. About how many times are you going out on a search and rescue, per year?
Oh, probably per year. There's probably about 5 call-outs that are dog-type call-outs per year, whether we're available in those times or not. But that's about how many.
So what makes the difference between a dog call-out and, say, a helicopter or people?
Usually those would be all 3 together, but sometimes it's like a hiker fell, they know exactly where they are, so they'll send our mountain rescue team up because they're young and really fast, and they're the experts at packaging and getting someone in the stokes and carrying them back down. The dogs are better for dark. The dogs are really good in the dark. Humans are pretty useless in the dark. They're good when you need to cover a lot of area really fast, and you just don't know where the person is.
Okay, excellent. Well, very cool. And if someone wants to learn more about what you guys are doing, how do they get in touch with you?
They can call Ketchikan Volunteer Rescue Squad. They can call even the North Tongass Fire Department, Jerry Kiefer, he's the head of all that. You can call me. I'm in the phone book, D. Landis.
All right, well, excellent. Thank you. I'll let you go get your prize. Oh, look at this! Jacob the camera dude needs one of these. It contains pain reliever, antacid, espresso beans, hand wipes, and candy. Everything you need to survive your relay experience. Well, sometimes Jacob has all-night experiences elsewhere, so maybe he needs 2. Just saying. Very cool. And we've got the water. So I've got to ask, what was your inspiration for the ninja theme?
Well,
My mom had cancer last year. She's 79. She turns 80 this year. She's a survivor now, but she just handled it really with a quiet strength, kind of like a ninja. She never complained. She just did what she was told by the doctors and just kind of took everything, and she'll be coming up for the walk.
Cool. Very cool. I like it. Very creative.
Yeah, then we went a little crazy with ninja stuff. I have a 12-year-old, so anything ninja works. And if we couldn't find it, we made it up.
Excellent. Well, good job, guys. That is cool.
She's our newest rescue.
Wait, what?
She's our newest rescue. We just got her yesterday.
Really? You rescue birds?
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Do you have a name?
I don't know her name. I forgot it. They told me and I forgot her name.
Well, she's very well behaved.
But she's 25 years old and she's we were told she was not messed with or held or anything for 4 years, and we unbolted her crate and my son told her step up and she did. So, and he can touch her more than I can.
Wow.
So he's fostering her.
Should come in for a close-up, Jake. This is really, really cool.
Yeah, for adoption soon.
So what would be the criteria for adopting this pet? I mean, this is not a dog or cat, clearly.
Yeah. This is the first animal like this that we've had. They live up to 100 years. She's 25 years old. So it's kind of our first experience adopting something out that's going to live a long time. So we're not sure yet. And she's heavy.
Can you touch her? Or will she bite you?
My son can. I haven't.
I'm afraid to. I won't.
Yeah, no.
No.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Monohull, Island Veterinary Clinic. Thanks for showing up today. This is a great success, a great turnout. This is our second year of sponsoring Bark for Life. We just want to, basically what we're going to do today is I just want to do a little demonstration about pet first aid. First and foremost, this talk that I'm giving, first aid does not take place of an emergency. So if your pet has an emergency and or you're in the midst of an emergency, basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of basic guidelines to get your patient stable and then get your pet stable, my patient, your pet, and then head on down to the office, okay? So a couple of things. The first thing that I want to talk about is bite wounds. We're amongst a lot of dogs here today, and let's say that your pet or your pets all of a sudden get into some sort of scuffle, and let's say that your dog gets a bite wound. One of the first things to do is don't break up that fight. First and foremost, do not put your hands in the midst of two dogs trying to break up any sort of fight there. If your dog ends up like with a laceration, once the fight is once the scuffle has kind of tapered down, stopped, and I'll tell you one of the things you could use just real quick, sorry I'm bouncing around, one of the things you could use real quick is a garden hose, water, get it right in the middle of the dogs. That helps kind of take them back and then we'll stop some of that scuffle. But if your dog has lacerations or any kind of wounds on it, one of the things you want to do immediately is get like a warm washcloth, take it, and then just kind of clean up that wound. Assess how deep it is. Sometimes wounds they can puncture. Sometimes they could just scrape and make like a superficial wound, and sometimes you could have a big gash in an animal. If it's a big gash, and let's say you're far away, let's say that you're over on Pinnock or you're not here on the island, one of the things you could do is you could take antibiotic ointment and just pour that into the wound. Don't do hydrogen peroxide. Don't do alcohol, because that's going to hurt like no other. Just take and put antibiotic ointment like Neosporin, fill that wound completely up, and then take a little bit of gauze and then wrap that wound, and then put tape up and around that gauze. And what that's going to do is that's going to keep that wound nice and moist. And so then that way when you get in and get to the veterinarian, that we can get that treated without a whole bunch of dead skin. And then the antibiotic ointment is also going to protect it for any kind of bacterial infection that may happen. A lot of times punctures, they may not seem like they're too bad, but if you think about what's puncturing into the skin, it's usually teeth, and our mouths and dogs' mouths are full of bacteria. And so a lot of times a puncture can go into the skin. That puncture can seal up, and then we can get what's called an abscess. So it's very important, even though it may not appear bad, you should still call, set up an appointment, have your animal looked at to see whether or not antibiotics is warranted. Second thing is what I'm going to talk about is what if you come across an animal that you don't know? Let's say that you come across an animal that's just been hit by a car. That happens a lot in Ketchikan. One of the things that, first and foremost, what you should do with that animal, whether it be a cat or a dog, is I'd want you to take a leash, just a leash like this, and you're going to wrap it around that dog's muzzle, and even your own dogs, because when they're painful or if they're in shock or in a stressful situation, they may bite you, not because they mean to, it's just because they're hurting. So one of the things that you can do is you can take a leash like this, and by the way, this is Camry, this is my dog. She's going to be our test today, poor thing. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that and you just wrap it right up and around the muzzle like this, and then you're going to take it back behind their head. Okay? And that gives you control. You hold this tight, and that gives you control of their head. They're not going to be able to open their mouth. They're not going to be able to bite you. Other situations like a hit by car, usually what will happen with an animal is that they'll get really shocky. And I want to talk about what shock looks like in a pet. So a couple of things that you're going to assess is you're going to check their gums. I don't know how many of you have been in an emergency situation with pets before, but one of the first things either myself or my technicians will ask is, what is the gum color? And the way to check the gum color is you're going to lift up the lip. And can you guys see that? Camry's gums are nice and pink. That's really good. A lot of times we'll ask you to press up on that gum, and you'll make it white, and we'll ask how many seconds does it take for that to become pink again, and that's called refill time. And that's telling us what is the blood pressure doing, what is blood flow doing in this dog. So that's real important to know. There's dogs out there where their gums are black. I'm trying to look for. Does your dog have black gums? Yeah. So one of the things that you can do to help us out is if you go way up high, up on top of the lip, can you see where it's light? Yeah. You can press on that, and same thing, you could get that refill time. So what I was showing him is if your dog's gums are black, pick up the top of that lip. And oftentimes the top of that lip is very it's lighter color, and you could press down on it to do the same thing. Something else that's really important is looking in a dog's eyes. Are those eyes dilated, or are they constricted down? And then a lot of times, and we don't necessarily always have flashlights with us, but a lighter, a match, something, you can put light in those eyes and see if that eye will dilate down. And those are questions that we might ask you to check. And then the other thing is just basic anatomy is where the heart is. And on dogs, the heart sits on the left side. And it sits down here. If you take a dog's elbow and if you just press it and bend it slightly and put it up against their chest, their heart resides right there. So you should be able to feel, and feel for their heart. Sometimes big dogs like Skipper is this beautiful golden retriever here. Hi Skip. Sometimes it's hard to feel their heart. So one of the things that you can do is you can get on the inside of their back leg and you could feel their pulse. Okay, so everyone should practice that at home with your animals. You should get very comfortable with where your dog's pulse is. It helps. It helps us be able to talk to you up and over the phone. A couple of other things that I just want to mention real quick is if your dog eats something, how many of you have had your dogs eat something that they shouldn't? Yeah, so if that happens, first and foremost, don't make your dog vomit. Don't till you get a hold of a veterinarian. We may tell you, depending on what the item is, whether or not your dog should vomit. So something that you should always have inside your medicine cabinet for your dog is hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide will help your dog or your cat be able to vomit. So, but there's certain things that go in that should not come back out. So depending on what that item is. Other things that you should have for basic pet first aid, we talked about antibiotic ointment, bandaging, fractures. If your dog's out hiking and let's say it gets caught up somewhere and you think it's broken its leg, don't try to set the fracture. Don't try to do that yourself. Just if you can, pick up your dog and carry it out. If you can't pick up your dog, inside like some first aid kits, there'll be like tongue depressors, or you could even take 2 sticks and make a temporary splint and then just wrap it up with tape and then walk your dog out. Your dog has your dog has 4 legs, so if one is, they'll walk, they won't put weight up on that. And then with that being said, if your dog's limping, don't ever give it aspirin. Aspirin's not necessarily good for dogs. They don't metabolize it the same way that we do. And then one of the things is when we give aspirin, it doesn't allow us to give the proper medications for dogs when they come in on emergency. So, so you don't want to do that. And let's see, burns, if your dog gets burned, let's say that you're out camping and your dog walks in around a campfire and you notice that maybe the bottom of the feet are burned, maybe right up and around the face, the hair might be singed. Just take cold water and put that animal under cold water for about 15 minutes or so, making sure that it's just nice and cool. And then you could take antibiotic ointment depending on where the burn is and put that there, and that will help soothe. Let's see, I don't know that I could think of any other things right up off the bat as far as first aid is concerned. Vomiting and diarrhea. A lot of times all of our dogs have gotten into something they shouldn't, like the trash or deer bones or fish on the beach or some of those kind of good things. And a lot of times that can upset their stomach and then they can vomit and or they could have diarrhea. Usually what I do is I'll say to give them a good 24 hours and rest their stomach so they could have water but no food, and then see if that vomiting and diarrhea resolves. If it doesn't, they need to come in. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about pet first aid?
How about our chicken bones for dogs?
Yeah, chicken bones for dogs are real bad. It's because they splinter and then they could go down and then they could rupture inside the intestines. Yeah, no chicken bones. The other thing I just want to mention is we are selling pet first aid kits. I'd like to show you guys these real quick. This is a pet first aid kit, and in here is a little bit of everything that we talked about. A leash, a magnet, there's some gauze, there's some bandage, there's some Telfa strips, there's gloves. That's the other thing, guys, is if there's any kind of wounds or abscesses, infection, please be mindful of your hands. Wash really, really good. There's also iodine, there's some sting relief in here. There's towelettes, alcohol, tweezers, there's some tongue depressors that we talked about, like for splints, and there's a cold compress. So it's kind of a nice little handy thing. You could put it through your belt and or make your dog carry it on its collar. This is $20, and so it's a great thing just to have. Put it inside your glove box, you know, or take it with you camping on your boat, so on and so forth. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Buddy. Hey. So, hey, thanks for watching Bark for Life. This is Buddy. He was actually adopted right here last year, and he looks like a fun-loving guy and clearly happy to have been adopted. Don't forget Relay for Life, July 19th and 20th. It is not too late to put together a team. You too can get involved in this awesome event that's going to be held right up at K-Hive.